Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of some F1 Manager 2022 game news. Yesterday they released this video with a few more screenshots as well. I'll try and remember to leave an eye thing as well to the playlist. Has been a while since we've seen some news from this. Obviously, there's a couple of bits that aren't in this. First of all, there's still no word on the release date, which I'm a little bit surprised now. You know, it's looking like it may or may not be an issue. We already knew, I think, from the previous video, it was a couple of weeks ago now, on this series, that the car models were not from F 2022 season. They're still the last year's car models in that game. So whether or not that's having an impact on having to create those car models, try and get the performance scratch. I mean, we've all seen we may or may not seen the performance from F1 22, which I forgot to mention on Tuesday's video as well. So that's been doing a little bit of the rounds that McLaren are the 8th fastest team on the grid, which is probably not true considering their real life form. I mean, for Ricciardo they're the 8th fastest team on the grid, not for Norris though. But yes, and also just one thing that did come out, I'd say in the question, that could drivers and engineers retire. Now in this game we have real life engineers and real life all the support crew, as well, as you'll see later on in the video, because there was just a little bit of an in-game screenshot in this as well. I'm going to be fast forwarding through that, but they can retire. They will be replaced by fake people as well. I believe on both drivers as well, though there's a bigger driver pool to use from than as opposed to. So you might end up, if you're in a Red Bull, you might end up with Adrian Newey retiring, for example, and him being replaced by an AI as well. But obviously I'm just going to play through, and I obviously can't show too much of this due to copyright as well from FOM. But basically, I'll leave a link, you can go and watch the full interview yourself. So first screenshot from this video is choosing your team. Obviously there's no my team in this yet. I imagine that'll be something there, but it's pretty, obviously you've got season objective, you've got a long-term objective, which is Constructors Championship. So I think we see something later later down the line where you've got to complete objective, like with 2 and C seasons. You've got a big starting balance there. I'm pretty sure these are statistics, personnel and info fields. You see you've got George Russell there. These head scans look, I mean, the lighting's doing something. I don't know why they're making that photo as they. Then we've got the budget cap as well. So this is obviously the projection on how much money you're spending. The balance is $160 million, which you can't spend all of that because of the budget cap as well, which is in F1 Manager 22. Unlike that, I don't think we're going to see that many cutscenes. I'm not going to lie. I think this is going to be very much a statistics game, which is in its right amount. But it'd be nice to see it. I mean, it'd be nice to see a few cutscenes at the very least, but it doesn't look like we might see any cutscenes. Maybe, I don't know. As I say, this is, I don't want to say this, but it looks like it may or may not be early days, because you know we've always seen these glimpses from these videos. We haven't really seen a lot as well. This is the cost cap video as well, so you can see your outgoings and how much you've got remaining of that $140 million dollars to spend, a remaining cap as well. You can see all of that. Something that I mean, can you do a better job than Christian Horner's doing? Because considering him, Ferrari and Mercedes are all trying to overspend the budget at this moment in time. here was what I mentioned about targets. So you got for your long-term objectives, you got a target season as well. So when you've got to gain that asset buy, obviously you've got the confidence of the board, how good you do in the races, but it's also about the objectives as well, how you're getting there. Trying to score 20 podiums in 25% races, that's a tough one. I mean, if you've got to store 6 podiums in a season, that's not really well. For AlphaTauri, I mean, their performances, they've gone backwards through these new regulations. You're not really going to be looking at 8th place, 6th place. I mean, you're probably more looking at 8th place maybe for them. If the board loses all confidence in you, they will send a formal warning which may lead them to terminating your contract. But again, it would be nice to have some cutscenes as opposed to these background shots, because the cutscenes bring the game to life basically. And it, as I say, it's not just F1 Manager that they might be lacking. They could be lacking in F1 22 as well with the cutscenes. Although that's another video. But basically, yes, obviously you got to bore confidence, medium, they're satisfied and happy. I don't know what quite levels they are on with that as well. And you can see obviously the end of the season will review whether or not you completed your season and long-term objectives. No debt as well. And obviously you've got some. Then you've got your team here. Here's your you've got the 4 real. These are all real life people. You've got your technical chief, your chief technical officer, basically the head of aerodynamics. Again, they've all got star ratings as well. And then you've got the 2 race engineers. All of these are real life people as well. And then you've got your scouting team, engineering team, and the pit crew. All of those are generic people. You can see here got the nice desk here, but they put the detail in there. They need to make, we need to see a little bit more animation into that detail. Your sub-teams don't have public visibility of VE staff, but they are the heart and soul of any constructor. Growing these teams will give you edge on car development, pit stops, and recruitment. And you can see here you've got you can remain in contract 5 years, paired driver, then obviously paired with the driver. Overall rating, development points. Not quite sure. Presumably you'll be able to train up, develop each member of your team, send them on training programs as well. So go through, and you can see there we go down to Lampiasi. He's only got one year left there, but he's also with there. Also morale there as well. Notice that as well. Obviously, if they're not happy, then they are probably not going to likely to renew their contract with you or the team. And then you've also got your engineering stuff. You can see, increase the team of the size, but bear in mind that's going to have a decision on money. The design center as well. Looks like there's 5 levels, and the max team capacity is 12 at the moment. Obviously, that might increase as you increase your design center as well. Assigned engineers as well, but obviously money. You see, he got a salary to those engineers, which you obviously need to factor into your budget cap. Because obviously and finances, because obviously if you're overspending on a particular team, then that's not good. Obviously you might end up having to fire some people as well, which will increase money but decrease performance. You can see here this little window, and they changed the increase the team size to 8. Obviously that's going to have a new month $20,000 per month increase to increase increase the size of that team, but that's going to have impact on development. So now we've got the HQs as well. You can see this again, fake HQ. It'd be nice if they could actually scan in the proper HQ as well, but this would make a nice layout for, let's say, my team. But it'd be nice if, because I don't believe the Mercedes HQ is near any water as well. Definitely doesn't look quite like that. And obviously you've got 6 departments to increase. You've got the factory, the design centre, the wind tunnel, the CFD simulator, the suspension simulator, and the car part test centre. Now this is a lot more than what we've got in my team with those HQs, and I wish they would actually do a bit more with my team. But as we know from the screenshots we saw yesterday, they've just copied and pasted it from F1 2021 as well. So this is the level that we are looking for, and hopefully we can see a little bit of again, cutscenes to show the thing. You can see the facilities effects, the car project capacity, the engineer capacity. Obviously, again, there's monthly upkeep of each facility as well. You have to go through. Obviously, you've got the wind tunnel, which is going to keep. You're obviously going to put the car and try and improve on all of these things. So yes, you've also got refurbished. So as facilities age, their conditions and effectiveness decrease. Refurbish a facility back to the cutting edge improvement to improve its condition, boosting the effect up to 100%, or you can upgrade it. Also, you can only upgrade certain levels. I like the refurbish idea because it means that obviously rather than just having the maintenance cost, basically means that maintenance can only do certain things like cleaning the facility, obviously, but obviously you want to refurbishing it to the same level to get it back up to 100%. This would be a very good idea for my team, because once you've upgraded all your HQs, you're pretty much not spending anything on them in the F1 game. So that's a very good idea from F1 Manager there. That's definitely going to give you something else to think about, because obviously it costs half the money of upgrading, but bearing in mind you're going to have to spend that again eventually. So do you just go, or should I've got the money in the bank, should I go and upgrade this and get a better facility as well? Now, like with Motorsport Manager, there are 2 cars, so the upgrades apply to both cars, so you got to pick things. Now hopefully, like with real life, when you design something, you can choose to implement it to one car or both cars as well. This actually is an F1 22 car, so it looks, I don't know if that's just a generic car or whether that is the McLaren nose. I can't quite remember, to be honest. As well, you've got your warehouse, so that's where all your previous part analysts as well. So again, as well, obviously you've got the cost cap here. That is R&D or DNR as it's called here, and obviously the manufacturer, and you've got really nothing on in development for those projects. We've actually got the details screen as well, on to fit which one on which car. So you've got to choose. Obviously that's going to affect morale if you don't fit something on both cars as well. Again, you've got all the percentages. Again, if you are stat mad, then you are going to love this game as well. Obviously you've got the scout. This is the email system actually, so you've obviously got the race prep, you've got scouting stuff as well, you've got a post race screen, you've got the board as well, and obviously a debrief. No interviews. I presume they're going to be there, but it'd be not, again, this is where most Football Manager was just a blank screen with blank questions. You need to bridge that gap to have somebody actually ask you the questions personally, would make all the difference to the game. So yes, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe channel, and you see plenty more F1 Manager 2022 gameplay and game news as when they come out. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.